Welcome aboard, summertime too. What questions you got for me?
Well, we wanted to take a minute and just ask you a few questions about chartering and the general feel of how it works when a client comes on board. So,
Awesome.
Lindsay, do you have a couple of questions?
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your favorite places that you've been and how that kind of influences designing an itinerary.
As far as favorite places, we mainly do BC charters, but closest to Vancouver is a place called Princess Louisa Inlet. As I understand it, Condé Nast Magazine says it's one of the top 10 most beautiful places in the world. It's this narrow little entrance that you have to be careful when you go in, and it's a double dog leg, and you only go in at slack tide. And once you get in, it opens up to about a half a mile wide, goes back about 5 miles. The walls go up to 5, 6, 7,000 feet. Depending on what time of the year is, there might be 3 or 4 dozen waterfalls coming down. The very end of it is Chatterbox Falls, which is a beautiful waterfall that's year-round. And it's a place that you can't describe. No matter how you just try to describe it, you don't even touch how beautiful it is.
So, when you go to a place like that, do you stay at a dock? Do you anchor? How does that work?
Well, there is a dock there, but we're on a 116-foot Hatteras. And so we can't go on the dock, so we will anchor there. And we have 2 single kayaks, 2 double kayaks, 4 paddleboards, and an 18-foot Walker Bay tender that seats 10. So we'll get you ashore with no problem.
Great.
Other favorite places, if the great thing about cruising here in the Northwest is we can provide a contrast between wilderness experiences like I just described, or we can do a city experience. Vancouver is a beautiful city, as I'm sure you've heard. More quaint is Victoria. It's as close as you can to go to England and stay here in Canada. It's probably the most beautiful port that we can go into. And then there's just little communities throughout, as well as far more desolate wilderness type experiences where we could be the only place in the whole bay.
Nice. So, if you charter a boat, what does the crew do, basically?
Well, the crew's very busy because our goal is to provide an experience that you can't get anywhere else. We typically operate this boat with a crew of 5, counting myself. I'm the captain. Next, we have a first mate engineer, and he takes care of the engine room and mechanical issues, and then backs me up as a captain. Then we have our chief stewardess, and she takes care of mainly the inside of the boat, as far as the restaurant, the hotel, if you will. Think about it from that perspective. Next, we have our chef, who is a world-class Michelin-trained chef, and it's obvious what he does. He provides tremendous food. And lastly, we have our deck stewardess person, and she divides her time between keeping the outside clean and helping with the inside.
So,
Very nice.
do we as a guest get to pick what food we have?
Every charter we do is 100% customized to your likes and desires. We have no set itinerary, we have no set menu. When you're considering chartering with us, and after we get through some of the formalities necessary to get to the next step, you'll hear from myself, and I'll be asking you questions. What kind of experience do you want? Do you want more off the road? Do you want more city? Do you want to play golf? Do you want to go fishing? Do you want a helicopter ride? I'll find out what you want to do on the charter, and I'll customize our itinerary to meet what you're looking for. You'll hear from Robert, our chef. He will find out your likes, your dislikes. How many meals a day do you want? When do you want them? What food do you want? You'll hear from Jess, our chief stewardess. What kind of drinks do you like? What kind of different things do you want on board? And so everything about what we do is 100% customized to what you want your experience to be. And often some people don't really know how great the experience can be with us. And so our goal is to exceed what you think you guys want.
What's the average length of a charter that most people do?
We can do anywhere from 3 months to 4 hours. It's literally customized. Generally, people do a week charter. That's usually the case. Sometimes they have less time and we can put an itinerary together for just overnight or 2 nights. But probably you want to do a week. And if you have more time, we can do 2 or 3 weeks and get you farther north and show you some way off the beaten path. So it really has to do with what you guys are trying to accomplish.
Great. Well, anything else you want to add about the boat or yourself or?
Well, I can tell you I've been a licensed captain for 25 years. I probably have at least 3,000 days between Alaska and Mexico on the water. I'm very familiar with this entire Pacific Northwest, and this has been a dream of mine to be able to offer. This has been a dream to create this kind of experience in the Northwest because I haven't seen it being offered before.
You're right. It hasn't been offered before, and we're super excited to get it out there and get guests on board because we know it'll be an amazing experience. Just like the view behind you of Roach Harbor. What a experience just to be here.
Yep. And this is about the worst it'll be on your trip with us.
Well, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it, and I hope your guests have a wonderful time.
Well, we look forward to serving you. Thank you.